What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. Breaking news. You guys know my positive outlook. Some of you call it not that y'all call it stupid or anything, but some of you have, I think the word is like you have a very naive outlook of Fanatics. Fanatics just bought Pwcc Marketplace. If you guys don't remember, Pwcc just laid off a ton of people like a month ago or so. This comes, I'll link the article down below if you guys want to check it out. Fanatics Collectibles, which pledged to enter the markets, acquired future rights to baseball on board Oregon-based Pwcc. You know what's interesting about this is that I was just looking at another article on the Action Network. I'll link that one below as well. Pwcc was tanking. They were on the verge of collapsing. And here's why. At the heart of the card craze, vault members were allowed to take out loans against the vaulted cards, using those cards as collateral. That helped light the card market on fire, as some of these people took out loans to buy more cards. But when the market plummeted, there were enough people who just said, you can keep my money. I'll keep my money. You can keep my cards. No big deal. And, of course, that left Pwcc holding a lot of cards that they loaned out a lot of money to and used them as collateral, and then ultimately ended up with a big negative balance. Interesting move by Fanatics, because they were looking to get into the marketplace, and they were also looking to find a way to compete against Whatnot. And I think that they're going to continue to do that if they don't necessarily fold Pwcc into their market completely, and then just use the staff and use the technology and the platforms that they already have and just rebrand everything to Fanatics branded stuff. Or they could possibly just continue to, go off of the name Pwcc and then use that to further build off of what they were planning to do, which is to do an online live marketplace. Pwcc was already a really great place to buy and sell your cards. I've bought several cards on there before. One of the things that I've always loved about what they do is their images. They have fantastic images. My boy JD would say that they take those pictures with satellite imaging, which is true. If you look at some of the pictures that are on that website, they're amazing in terms of quality, image quality. And so you get to really see every nook and cranny of the card, and it gives you an opportunity to at least make a really good decision about, buying some of those cards, right? But an interesting move from Fanatics. Fanatics is just continuing to make these like little strategic chess moves, right? And putting things where they need to be and positioning themselves in a really good spot to take over the collectibles market. I mean, what's interesting to me is that, like, normally in a situation like this, and I can see why some people look at this type of movement and look at some of these type of moves that Fanatics is making and going, man, they're going full-blown monopoly. Like, this is not good, right? And I've gone on record and said that, some of the best times in terms of product that was being put out there is when there was multiple companies all sharing a license and just coming up with new innovative cards and things like that. And, I think that's still something I'm kind of torn a little bit, right? Because I understand why the monopoly side of things isn't good for us, the consumer. But then again, the way that Fanatics has handled everything else within their business leads me to believe that they have a really good foundation, and they have a good a good process in which they do things. I talk a lot about my professional, work experience, and one of the things that I know is that companies that are well ran and that are profitable and are at the top of customer service and service levels to their customers and are, you know, good at what they do, is because they have good processes in place to be able to execute high levels of customer service, a high quality product that, you know, that consumers can grow to love. That's why I'm positive about Fanatics, right? And then they do stuff like this where they're buying out, they just bought out Pwcc. Pwcc was on eBay, right? And then they got kicked off, and then that kind of kicked off their marketplace situation. Collectors Inc. I don't think it's Collectors Inc. anymore. I think it's just Collectors. Bought Golden, so they have their own marketplace. I mean, it's one of the things that's interesting about Collectors is that they don't really own any card manufacturing, which that would really be a conflict of interest if you ask me. But anyway, just breaking news. I mean, this just got announced today. Very interesting, man. They have all the licenses. Very curious to see what's going to happen in the next 12 to 18 months with Fanatics. There's rumors that there's going to be an NBA Topps product that's going to be coming out soon, which is interesting because Panini still holds the licenses. So we'll see. We'll see kind of what's going on. I think the next chip or the next domino to fall is going to be some sort of a buyout deal with Panini. That's got to be coming. I mean, that has to be, if not in the works already, that has to be the next thing that they do, is start to work a deal with Panini to take over or to let them run out their license, or I don't know, something like that has to happen, because I just don't see what Panini is going to do losing football and basketball. And everything else that they have left is very minimal. WWF, I think they have UFC, and then a couple other small things, but none of those are going to keep them afloat. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. I know several of you have already kind of voiced your opinions about Fanatics and the way that they're doing business. I still remain optimistic, a little more cautiously optimistic than just full blown optimistic. But it's interesting to see the moves that they're making. They're really, really trying to come into this space guns blazing. And as I'm watching the McGregor Forever documentary, I'm reminded of words from the great Conor McGregor, that they're not here to take part, they're here to take over. And that's what I feel like they're doing. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Peace.